All right, guys, this is Christian here. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic. It's a little bit more motivational. It's more about like a general topic, but I still think it's going to be very, very valuable to you guys, especially those guys who are, making 0 to 5K per month. Even if you're making more than, let's say you're making 5K or 10K, you'll still benefit from this because this is one of those like concepts that at any level of entrepreneurship, you're going to benefit from it because it's one of those things that it can help you break plateaus. Let's say you're at zero and you've been at zero for a long time. It's going to help you break that plateau. If you're at 5K and you haven't been able to make more than that, it'll help you break that plateau. And if you're at that 10 or 20K range, but you haven't, been able to go higher than that, this video and this concept that I'm going to talk about right now is going to help you like be able to break that, plateau and, be able to break this limit that you created for yourself and this limit that's, been haunting you for a while. So basically the concept I'm going to be talking to you about is more mindset, more motivational, but it's still going to help you a lot because it's one of those things that limits every entrepreneur. Even that guy who makes, millions of dollars a month, there's a reason why he's not a billionaire. There's a reason why he hasn't been able to ascend higher, right? All of us have like, limitations and caps. And when you really acknowledge them and you dig deep on why you have these caps and why you're limited and why you're not reaching the position that you want to reach, that's when you have the power to, figure out how you're going to fix it, how you're going to solve it. What things do you need to change? Is it your mindset? Is it the actions that you take on a daily basis? Is it, people around you or the business model you're in? Or what exactly is it that's stopping you from like being able to hit the goals that you want, right? You have to find that. And it takes a lot of like, reflection to be able to really know yourself on this level and to be easily able to diagnose these things. But one of the ways that you could, check yourself and see if you're the one that's sabotaging yourself, because you have to realize that in entrepreneurship, that's you versus you, right? Yes, you have competition, right? You have other people in the same niche as you, in the same business model, fighting for the same clients or for the same views or for the same audience. That's true, right? You have people who are definitely competing with you. They're in the same markets as you, the same niche, the same industry. So you're competing with other people. But when it comes to like the development skills or getting better or learning things, it's you, right? Because you're the one that has to read the books. You're the one that has to watch the course. You're the one that has to send the messages, to sign clients. You're the one that has to post the content, edit the videos, work on the projects you have to work on. You're the one that has to do these things, right? You're the one that's going to go out there and, do the work you have to do or buy the courses you have to do or like invest in whatever you have to invest in order to see the success you want. You're the one that's going to have to do it. And you're the reason why you haven't been able to do it yet. Maybe it's something that, stops you from, taking action. Maybe it stops you from like, spending time, reading. Maybe it's distractions that pull you in a different direction. Maybe it's, the desire to want to do something way more fun than business or work, right? Because business and work, it's fun when you're making money. It's fun when you're at the top of the game, when you're, you're seeing success and you keep making money and you keep winning and you can't stop winning. It's fun in that moment. But when you're stuck at zero or when you're plateaued or when you're going backwards, right? When you're falling back in your business, it's not so funny. It's suffering, it's pain. It's not enjoyable, right? So you have to be able to continue on even when it's like boring, when it's hard, when it's unpleasant, right? And you have to realize that that's just part of the game, right? So basically what I want to talk to you guys about is this concept of believing that it's possible, right? A lot of you guys, who are making zero, per month right now, the reason why you haven't been able to make money online is because you still don't believe you can, right? You maybe think you're not good enough. Maybe you think that, it requires luck. Maybe you think that people in your situation can't do it, right? You don't know anybody in your town, anybody in your city, anyone at your school or your workplace that has ever made money online. Everyone tells you it's a scam. Everyone tells you it doesn't work. Everyone tells you that people online are lying, right? And you believe them, right? You believe that maybe part of you does believe it, but part of you doubts it, right? Part of you thinks that maybe it is true, maybe it's not true, maybe these people online are lying. Whatever it is that's limiting you, you have to realize that if you believe you'll never make money, then you won't. And if you believe you can, and that you're smart enough and that you're capable and that you're good enough to be able to make money, then eventually you will. And same with 5K or 10K or 20K, whatever, range you're in. If you feel like this is 5K or 10K or 20K, this is like the best I could do. I can't go higher than this. Like it's just hard. I'm not smart enough, or I haven't, developed the skills enough. I'm too young, right? I'm still a teenager yet. So I can't make more money because of my age. my voice is really high pitched, so clients don't want to work with me. People don't like watching my content because of my voice, because of my age, my face looks really young, I'm really short. Whatever it is that you have in your mind, a lot of you younger guys have like those limiting beliefs around your voice, your face, your youth. And you have to realize that people don't actually care, right? If you can do a good job and you have, proof, you have testimonials, and you actually work and you're a serious person and you don't play around and you take the work serious, your age doesn't matter, right? And you also have to, take away all these limiting beliefs, right? The people around you, your parents, your friends, your family, your classmates, your workmates, they're all gonna have their own limiting beliefs, right? There's a reason why they're in the situation that they are in. But you don't have to agree with them. You don't have to believe the same things that they believe in. You can choose to believe something different, right? So whenever you think that, making 100K per month is impossible, becoming a millionaire in your 20s is impossible, or becoming a millionaire in general, right? You might think that it's impossible for someone from your country, from your city, from your town, from your background, from your educational level, from your whatever it is that you have in your mind that makes you think that it's not possible. You have to realize that it is, because people have done it. Maybe people in your exact situation haven't done it, but I'm sure there's somewhere in a different country, in a different part of the world, some guy who's very similar to you, who has a very similar childhood, who lives similar things to you. They were able to do it. Maybe they were even able to do it from a poorer country. Maybe they did it from a third world country like India or Pakistan or these other like poorer countries in Africa, or even in Asia, with like these really poor countries where they get paid $1 per hour of work. They managed to do it on a harder, situation with harder circumstances. So why can't you, right? You have, maybe you're from a first world country, maybe you're from Europe, you're from Germany, France, whatever country you're from, right? Australia, Canada. You have an easier path than a lot of people, right? And if they can do it, you can do it as well. And you really have to believe you can, right? Because like I said, if you believe you can't do it, you'll never be able to do it. If you think you can, then you might. And the reason why it becomes you might, because just because you believe you can doesn't mean you will, but that makes it possible, right? You still have to go out there and do the work. You still have to go out there and learn the things and apply the knowledge that you accumulate. You have to still do a lot of work. So believing is just step one, right? You need to believe that you can, and then step two, you have to get access to the knowledge. You have to watch the videos on YouTube, buy the courses, find the mentors, do whatever you can in order to learn how to do the business model, the online skill you want to do. And number three, you have to go ahead and do it, right? Because if you believe you can, if you figured out how, now you need to actually take action and go ahead and do it, right? Without the third one, it's not going to work, because you actually need to go out into the real world and apply the things that you learn, apply the things that you believe, and really make the world know that you know what you're talking about. You're an expert. You're confident. You can provide value to businesses, to people watching your content, to an audience. You can provide value to the world, right? And you need to go out there and do it. You need to take action and spread your value out to the world, and the market is going to reward you, and it'll reward you with money, followers, fame, money, business growth, whatever it is that you want. You'll be rewarded if you provide value to the world, right? So, but this mostly begins with the idea of believing that you can, right? Because if you believe you can't, you're pretty much lost. It's never going to happen. So always believe you can. These limiting beliefs that you have, or these limiting beliefs that other people around you, or your family members, your friends, people in your school and your work, they don't have to be yours. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to adopt them. You don't have to think like them, right? And you have to realize that if you think differently and you're the one person that does believe, you'll be that one person that can escape. You're the one person that can actually do something different and grow beyond, the dreams and like the realities that these people have, right? If you're that one guy who believes more than other people, you'll be also the one guy who can achieve more than everyone around you, right? So just realize that what you believe and how big you dream and how big you believe you can go, that is correlated with how big your accomplishments could be. If you believe you can do great things like become a billionaire, then maybe you can reach 50 million, 100 million net worth, or maybe even a billion, right? Because you believe that it's possible, you can. But if you're that one guy who thinks like, I'll never be a millionaire, I'll never make 100K per year, I'll never do this or that, that's also going to be true. And let's say, for example, you believe you can be a millionaire, but you don't believe you could be a billionaire, then you'll become a millionaire if you work hard, but you won't become a billionaire. You know why? Because you didn't believe you could, right? So your reality, your accomplishments, the success you see is based on how big you believe, right? If you can believe that you're going to be a billionaire one day, then you might be. If you think you're only good enough to be a millionaire, maybe only good enough to make 1 or 2 million, then you'll make 1 or 2 million, but you'll never make a billion because you don't believe you can, right? So pretty much this is how it works. And I don't know why the universe works this way, why life works this way, but that is just what it is and what it's always been and what it's always going to be. Those people who think they think they can be, world champion in MMA, boxing, sports, basketball, soccer, whatever sport they think they play, right? If they think they can be champion, they have the possibility. If they think they can be pro, they have the possibility. If they think they could be, a really famous rapper or an artist or a singer, whatever it is that they want to be, then it can happen. Everyone who becomes these great things, they thought they could, and because they thought they could, they figured out how. And because they figured out how, they went ahead and applied it. They went ahead and took action and they did something, right? So these three things are necessary. Believe you can, figure out how you're going to do it, and then go actually do it, right? So this is why I made this video. It's one of those things that whatever stage you're in your entrepreneurship journey, maybe you have goals even outside of money. You can apply this mindset even outside of money. So guys, I hope this video was valuable. This is one of those things that I've known for a while and I've practiced it and it's, giving me a lot of results. And it's one of those core beliefs I have. I really believe that if you think you can do anything, if you think you can do big things, you'll do big things, right? So I wanted to tell you guys about this mindset, about this, framework that I've developed. And I want to share it with you guys because it's super valuable and it can change the trajectory of, your life and, your career and business. So I really wanted to share this with you because it's really powerful. It can change your life. It can do so many things for you. And if you guys like the content I'm posting, make sure you like the video. It's going to recommend my videos to more people if you like it as well, because it's going to show the algorithm this is quality content and that this is content that people are really enjoying. So go ahead and like this video so more people could see it, more people can get access to these lessons, to these frameworks, and just benefit from the things that I'm teaching in this channel. So anyways, go ahead and like the video. Make sure you subscribe too, because when you subscribe to my content, you'll be notified whenever I post a new video, right, on topics like this. I'm posting videos every single Monday and Friday. So if you're subscribed and you turn on notifications, you'll be notified every single time that I upload a new video. And anyways, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.